Well, that was an absolute disaster. The Detroit Lions have now officially moved on from wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now, before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, congratulations to DPJ on 2 years of sobriety. Didn't even know that he was having any battles with that. So congratulations to him. Keep up the good work. But what a failure of a trade that was for the Detroit Lions in a year that we could have used a pass rusher of any type to help us secure our first ever Super Bowl. We trade for a wide receiver, Donovan Peoples-Jones, out of Michigan. And how fitting it is that we actually have right now Ronnie Bell on our team, another wide receiver from Michigan. Kind of crazy, right? But the Detroit Lions are now officially done. A lot of y'all didn't even know he wasn't on the team. That's why you need me here. According to Jeremy Fowler, says free agent receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones is signing with the Saints. Per source, former Cleveland Brown played last year with the Lions. Well, played is an overstatement. It really is. Donovan Peoples-Jones appeared in 0 games for the Detroit Lions. He did not play, if my memory serves me correctly. I know he did not have a registered stat. I don't believe he played in any game for the Detroit Lions. We're just going to recap a little bit. Back in 2023 at the trade deadline, the Detroit Lions decide to trade for Donovan Peoples-Jones right at the trade deadline. That's when you heard rumors that maybe it could have been Danielle Hunter or something like that, but we trade for DPJ. He plays a little bit year 1. In year 2, he does not make the 53-man roster. He did not make it. We wind up signing him on the practice squad. Here's how bad it was for DPJ in 2024. No one came to try to take him off the Detroit Lions practice squad. No one tried to take him off the practice squad. You know what light that puts you? Listen, the Lions moved up Tom Kennedy before they moved up Donovan Peoples-Jones. We had to move up TK, I think waive him. I don't know if he hit his 3rd one, but we had to move him. We chose to move him up before we moved up Donovan Peoples-Jones. What a failure of a trade that was for the Lions. And yes, I'm going to say failure of a trade because we could have went to the Super Bowl that year, and I think a pass rusher would have helped us do that. Do not at me. I'm never going to change my view on that. Here are his stats from his career, and it's you know what's kind of unique in all seriousness, right? Donovan Peoples-Jones put out a tweet a few days ago about 2 years of sobriety. Now I'm trying to kind of connect the dots, right? So if that puts him in May, that means that he's been sober since May of 2023. That's kind of when the fall off began. If you look at it, so I'm wondering, like, did it have anything to do with that? Again, him being able to beat that is awesome. I'm not trying to, downgrade his accomplishments there. This is totally about the football field. But you know how some players play a certain way? And I'm just kind of curious to know if that had anything to do with it. I mean, the fact that he was not doing it anymore, maybe that did affect his play because, the fall off was severe. Now, with Cleveland, you had some guys out there and he just didn't fit. But the numbers he was putting up, look at his average, his rookie season, 21-17 his second year. You could see a gradual fall off. Now, maybe it had nothing to do with that. That's very possible. But I know, you just never know sometimes. But in 2020, played 8 games. Did not appear in a single game in 2024. So he did play a total of 15 games between Cleveland and Detroit and was able to collectively, those in his last season that he saw the field in a regular season game, he was collectively able to get about 150 yards or so. What a colossal fall off for DPJ. So wishing him well over there. Hopefully he is able to, go back to his former glory, man. Because not only seeing him come from Michigan, seeing him, he kind of reminds me of a little bit is how, like, his body type, his body structure is Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay, unprecedented, balling out his last year with the Detroit Lions, which was Matthew Stafford's last year. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's first year, he decides that he doesn't want to be here. Now, there's a rumor going around that Brad Holmes offered, this is what you hear like in the rumor waves, that Brad Holmes offered him 3 years. This is unsubstantiated on my end. I just heard it. Offered him 3 years, but he wanted 4. and he wound up going to the Giants, which was a 4-year deal. They cut him, last season? Or Kenny Golladay might have not been in the league the last 2 seasons, but he didn't catch it. I know it's been 1, but he didn't catch he caught his first touchdown. I want to say his very last game with the New York Giants. It was somewhere around something crazy like that, but he kind of reminds me of Kenny Golladay a little bit with the height, the structure, the size. But drafted in 2020, 6th-round pick, 187. So you can see here, man, and I hope, honestly, that Ahmed, our 6th-round pick from this year, is able to have this type of effect where you come out your rookie season and you're putting up 300 yards, but 2022 was his best season. So if we can get a rookie season, a decent rookie season from any of our rookies, I would love to see that. But let me know what you think about Donovan Peoples-Jones. See, this is why y'all need me, bro. Y'all didn't even know he wasn't on the team anymore. I just be like, do you watch the videos? Do you watch the videos? Because if you watch the videos, you would know that Donovan Peoples-Jones is not on the team. He was a free agent. We re-signed him before last season. Remember, we traded for him because remember when he got traded for the Detroit Lions or to the Detroit Lions, he was drafted in the 6th round, so they had a 4-year deal. His 4-year deal was the year he was traded. When that was over, we had to re-sign him. So we re-signed him, and then he doesn't even make the 53-man roster. And I could see when I was in training camp that he just did not look like he was there. And I'm wondering, did this battle that he was having, because again, if you're going through any type of sobriety thing, you're probably going to always battle with that. And it's always going to be a temptation. And you're going to always, I wonder if that had anything to do with, because in training camp, I could see, because remember we had Darius Fountain, we had Donovan Peoples-Jones, and they're getting beat out by Tom Kennedy. Tom Kennedy was putting in work. Donovan Peoples-Jones, it was very fitting and right, honestly, from what I saw in training camp, that he didn't make the team. So wishing him well over there. And hopefully he can have a resurgence, man. He's still pretty young. What is he? 1999. So he just turned 26 in February. 26 years old, man. That's crazy. He just turned 26 years old. So he could ball. He could still, turn his career around and have a good 5-year stretch. Look at Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick is 32, 31. Josh Reynolds, the same thing, over 30. And still have a decent career, man. So hopefully this is the beginning of that for DPJ. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Don't forget the schedule release is Wednesday. We'll be live at 7 o'clock. The release is at 8. Right now, it's just me, but hopefully I get a call from my fellas and we'll have our usual team of myself, the Dern, and Troxo as well. So you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Best wishes, DPJ, man. Come back, bro. Get yourself together and get those stats back up.